Resume, and here with us the accounting officer for the Ministry of Labor, in terms of head. Head 21. Yes, welcome to the committee hearing, inquiry into the 2026 Appropriation Bill 25. Know that you are always with the proceedings of this committee, been part of it in the past. Just want to welcome yourself and members of your team now appearing before this committee. Let me start off by just briefly mention some of the major features of this budget generally. I think this year you have got a good share of the resources in terms of both recurrent and development budget. A sizable increase in terms of the quantum, going up some 143 million. Same time, that represents something like on an year-on-year growth of some 23% from the revised estimates for 2025, which is a commendable increase. And I'm sure that you have presented your case very well to the Ministry of Finance and have got the kind of increase that you have and the resources that you have. So that is a very commendable work, PM Secretary. In terms of the recurrent development budget mix ratio, even though the fiscal strategy document recommended something, between 80 recurrent to 20% development, I think you have been able to show some efforts to balance it, some 53% on the recurrent and 47% on development, which is, I think, it's a very, very commendable one. Shows that there is more efficiency in the use of recurrent, and therefore allows more of your resources, to flow on into the development estimate or the development spending. I think that's a very good strategy that you have had. And we can only say that keep it up. As efficiency continue to improve, I'm sure that more of the resources will go into the development spending like that. So, but it's a good initiative that the Ministry of Finance have taken to start up with giving more resources into the development spending. Which means that more emphasis has to be done on the efficiency in terms of recurrent expenditure demand. But I think you are really on top of it, and that is a very commendable thing to do. Just going through, let me just run through you with the fiscal strategy. As you know that what used to be, over the last 30, 40 years of mainstay of the economy in terms of the logging sector is going down, and therefore we are going to put a lot of emphasis on other primary sector. Mining is going to be featured there, agriculture, tourism, and fisheries. And you got to play a lot of responsibility in promoting the investment environment in our country, starting off with how we are going to be able to feature, the kind of standard and the quality of investment that is demanded in the areas of mining, agriculture, tourism, and fisheries. Of course, in terms of agriculture, you're going to play a lot of role in that too, in terms of marketing.
Yeah.
In terms of marketing, and I think SEMA is placed under your nationality, isn't it? SEMA. I think I've seen, some resources, being demanded in the areas of building up the capacity, possibly capitalizing SEMA. Maybe you might want it to run down with the, brief the committee what that entails. And also some new work done also on the special economic zone, is it?
Yeah.
On the special economic zone, I think there is a provision in there as well. So these are some of the things that, we should start working on to be able to create the diversification of our economy into other investment opportunities. So I think your ministry is well placed in that situation. But it would be good to have a feeling from you as to, in terms of now the reduction in the areas of logging, and the implication that it has on income flows into the country, the business sector, consumption into the economy, and so forth. Is this something that you have, in some ways, captured in your assessment of the way forward, where investment will be, and try to show as to how we can be able to promote more of that kind of diversified investments, into the country. So we would want to hear from you on those fronts as well too. At the same time, it's quite interesting to note that, now that we are transitioning into other primary sectors, extractive industries like mining, we've asked the governor of the central bank whether or not that has been reflected in the way that FDI, or foreign direct investments, comes into the country, and how much of the foreign investment have been captured by your registry, the foreign investment division, in that sector. How many companies now have been registered so far as foreign investors in the mining sector, for instance? Please let us know, or even in the agriculture sector too. Yeah, palm oil and other sectors in agriculture, copra and cocoa, possibly in tourism. What's your understanding on that, and whether or not we have captured strong interest by way of foreign direct investments, registrations that have come into the country. Brief the committee on that as well too, Mr. Secretary. And like when we asked the central bank, in terms of whether or not there are visible transfers, coming in through capital account, representing FDI coming to the country, it seems to be insignificant. They said, yeah, insignificant no more. Both in terms of the two mining license operators that have been issued, and also in terms of expecting Muslim. So that they Muslim a little bit worry me too. Hey, you may register more companies here, but it doesn't seems to reflect, FDI transfers into our country. Most of them accounting in the capital account here, basically from donors, no more, Muslim, but nothing much in terms of. So that poses a little bit of a risk to me too here, Muslim. And of course, there are other observations that have been made through, at that monetary level, where what now really happened here. I'm sure that members will agree or confirm the comment that came out, during our early conversation with the central bank, that seems to be logging companies converted into mining companies. Is that the case? I mean, if that is the case, then what should we do? I mean, we don't want the repeat of the situation in the logging sector into the mining sector. So these are some of the comments that needs to be made too. But maybe, you start off. Maybe you're feeling normal, or the way that the bids have been made to you, that it has been awarded to you, that that sizable increase in the budget for 2026, possibly just get some feeling normal, or your understanding of the general situation normal of business and other service activities in investment inside the country. And perhaps starts a little bit normal alongside the foreign investment that is coming, because I think now we need to really concentrate on how we are attracting foreign investments inside the country. With your effort to promoting the special economic zone here, that will require a lot of investment confidence in the country. We want to hear from you. So feel free, Secretary, your team, welcome to this inquiry again, and please, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chairman, PAC, and all the members for the PAC committee. I'm really pleased to bring my team over here, the Ministry of Commerce, Industry, Labour and Immigration this afternoon, and along with us is the SEMA rep, who is the current General Manager of SEMA. So, Chairman, before you is quite a huge team, but because it reflects the technical divisions of the organization, which we have 12 technical organizations, that is including the corporate service. So we have here with you this afternoon, just by way of introduction, so that when a committee you wish to raise questions, like some of them you've already raised, can be directed to them directly, and they can further elaborate in details. So we have the central headquarters here, represented by the current HRIM and supervising corporate deputy secretary. We also have the director for the marketing, export, promotion. We have the director for the foreign investment division, something more on the foreign investment, and a number of reforms can be, you will be informed about that soon. And we have the rep from the business and cooperative division and SMEs, as well as we have the rep from the e-commerce division. This is one of the new divisions that was established last year, and it's going very well now. And we have the immigration division right next to me. There are a number of reforms too has been done, so ongoing. We have the Commissioner for Labour with us here this afternoon, Chair, as well as the rep from the Trade Dispute Panel Division. We have the Industrial Development Division rep, as well as the Consumer Affairs and Price Control Director. And we have the Registrar of Companies House. So again, reforms there too, and maybe some data can be the PAC can be informed on that. And we have a new, like we call it ad hoc at the moment, to start off is the special economic zone unit, but later on it will become a separate entity and authority. So that's who we are here today. The ministry got 223 staff now, including the new establishment if you come on board. I might not bother you with the figures because you already have the budget with you, but I would say first and foremost, thank you, Chairman, for the commendable comments to the Ministry of Commerce. We are glad and we are encouraged to hear those comments, and we will do our very best as we go on during the year 2026. Maybe to start off by responding to some of the comments that you raised, Chair. Those are very, very important comments that you raised, and very, very important for the ministry and for the government as a whole to take note of it. So I'm glad to say that the ministry is working very hard, and it's planning to actually enforce and carry out the government policy. Our overarching goal is to be able to contribute as part of the government agency and as a ministry that is working along with the private sector as well, to be able to see how best we can improve the growth rate of this country. Hearing from the central bank governor's projection, I'm a little bit concerned for you, everyone. And this one from my ministry, we are not taking it lightly. We are taking it very seriously, so that we need to be serious on how we can utilize the budget that is given to us so that we can contribute in the growth of this country. So that is by way of highlighting what the ministry look forward to carry out and utilize the budget that was given to us. On the budget itself, Chairman, we are glad to be given quite a remarkable increase in both the recurrent and the development budget. From the recurrent, I think most of the increase is because of the increase of our capital, our demand and need for manpower, as well as the reform programs that is continuing to go on, and we are carrying out these reform programs. So there are some significant increases in total. In total, we have a significant increase on our recurrent budget, but that one have no meaning that every division so that get them increase. Some for the division, they are slightly. There's a slightly decrease in their specific accounting codes. I think what I want to address here is, although we have those mixture of reactions from some of our HODs, in overall, we are so thankful that we have the increase. How we are going to address some of those minor plus and minuses, we've already identified how we're going to address, maybe by way of environment within the division itself. And if there is a significant need for a budget, then we might come by way of supplementary appropriation during the middle of the year. So that is on the budget itself. I think on the development budget, we've also identified some recurrent activities. So this year, may feel like move out some for like some of the recurrent nature of activities to come to the recurrent, and we basically concentrate more on actually executing the development activities under our development programs. So maybe later when the committee would like to specifically raise questions on specific programs on the development, we have 7 programs now, increased from 6 programs initially. So the new addition program there is the special economic zone. So we have allocated some budgets just for the initial startup, and then next year going onwards, we will see the implementations and technical injections of I mean, like people might be engaged. We might look for other supports, but to start us up, we've made some allocation there. So we are also thankful for that. As you know, we passed the SEZ bill into now it becomes an act. So already work in progress and we want to engage people so that live active in the role, but we want to see. And you mentioned FDI, that is one of the tools that we would want to use so that we can be able to see FDI coming into this country. So that is on the development budget. There is a significant increase in one of our programs, which is the trade and export program. And you would note there is the SEMA. So one of our flagship and even the government's policy direction, revitalization and recapitalization of SEMA. Since 21, we have the 7-year strategic plan. 7-year strategic plan, but we started late, around 2022. So now we are reaching the 3rd year. From 4th year go on, there has to be a real concentration on how best we can actually boost the rural economy, at the same time going into value-added programs. So this is where the increase come. We see the potential, like with the agriculture on copra, cocoa, the export volumes, maybe SEMA himself detailing comes for the stories during this year. But going forward, it's not just exporting raw copra and raw cocoa. We want to go into downstream and value added. So this is what we are seeing for next year and onwards. So for the remaining 3 to 4 years of the strategy, we already drafted a strategy that we call sustainable strategic transformation plan. SEMA, and this one by driving now, we believe that this strategic plan by driving the next, the phase 3 of the 7-year strategic plan, which we will break them into 3 phases. So the details of the plans will be finalized very soon, and that's how by Mifala start to implement the 21M that you see where I'm start law grant support to SEMA. That's the significant increase on the development budget, which we really want to see targeting rural economy come up strong. So with that, on the sector fiscal policy that you mentioned, Chair, we are so happy to inform the panel that I think along with the government policy as well as what we are promoting through our foreign investment website, which Mifala recently launched. I think the sectors we are looking at is the agriculture. We are also looking at fisheries, tourism, mining, of course, HEMCAM, which you may start to see, and obviously coming. As you said, I briefly touched on it. If further questions on that, we can. And on the investment strategy based on the investment policy, and now one for Mifala achieving finish, that is the Special Economic Zone Act. There is another strategic strategy where I come under the investment policy is the IPA, which is the Investment Promotion Authority. So that one too, again, already included in the foreign investment head. So I make him initial work towards establishing an IPA also come on board. And in addition to that, we are also in the process of reviewing the current Foreign Investment Act, Amendment 2009. So it has been approved by the Cabinet, and now should go back to the AG for Parliament. A small amendment to include the Investment Promotion Authority. So why do we need Investment Promotion Authority? We really want to concentrate and focus more into promoting Solomon Islands as a destination country for investors for Tasakam. So with that, we also have to work very hard along with other government agencies, because for investors to come, we need infrastructures. every other aspects have to be in place before Bayumisabe attracting the foreign investors. But for the sake of our ministry, we really want to work very, very hard how best we can be able to attract FDI into this country. Maybe specific information and data, I will leave it to the respective directors. They can give more information on that. So on the fiscal policy, again, we have a number of reforms. One is the SEZ now, because we are concentrating more on FDI and investment, how best. So that's why the SEZ, now we are working on other acts, the SME, which I'm targeting now, our local entrepreneurs. Final draft done, and we are pushing this one with the AG now, and we hope to get the SME bill to the parliament so that one I'm encouraging our locals to go into businesses, not just informal, but it must be formalized so that Ogatas have contribute to low tax and all the other contributions that can be able to pride themselves into contributing into this economy. So that's another important reform in terms of growth, cycle business and commercial activities below me. Apart from these, immigration and labor and the technical divisions are working very hard, and they are also working on their reforms. I mean, like for make specific mention, normal law immigration. Just recently, we launched the border management system, online visa system, and now foreigners are applying online. Do away with the paper, do away with all the delays, do away with other unnecessary things that happen. They can apply from everywhere, from anywhere, apply for Entam Solomon Islands. A bit before currently work on is the e-gate payment system. Financing already approved. We've signed the signatory with ANZ Bank, and very shortly, as soon as ANZ completing the processes, they will apply online and pay online as well. So we receive the revenue under BMS for visa system, and that one by also increasing the revenue that them sold under immigration. So this one day you may sleep, you may wake up, but selling come no more. So long as so that's one of the achievements of immigration, and there are a number of them which other divisions too work very hard. There are a number of things Ms. I will go ahead and story, but Ms. Toplo here first time, so that we can further hear from the committee, as well as if you need for further elaboration on investment, and by Ms. I will give him opportunity for our directors, respective directors to say so. Thank you, Chair.
Well, thank you, PS. Thank you for those remarks and the presentations that you have made on the what the ministry has been doing so far. Just on investment no more. With what is happening right now in the mining sector, for instance, is that something that is of concern to your ministry, or in particular the monitoring work that has been done by the Foreign Investment Division? That's fine. You can bring forward the Director of Foreign Investment.
Thank you, Chair. So we'll give it to the responsible director. Thank you.
There are two issues. One is that there doesn't seem to be visibly transfers of FDI coming through would represent investment in the mining sector. Would that be a fair comment to make? And so far, how many companies know foreign investors have been approved in this sector, mining sector? Because it seems that, if you read through the fiscal strategy, the sector that will be shouldering, a lot of the burden belong our country moving forward. Now we have the decline in one of the sector. The next few years to come, it would be the mining sector. So it would be fair to make comment like this, so that, we can immediately address them, Or the company come operate, but him doesn't seem to reflect him now. The kind of foreign direct investment throughput inside the country, yeah? So, what no may happen here? What come to Toro about no digi mo the soil and no more than go, then would that be a kind of a fair comment to make, or and what can we do to reform the approval process so that we can hold them responsible for the kind of investment that they are presenting to us? Yeah, the investment prospect that they are presenting to our country. That is what they're going to do, be able to develop our productive industries and show the kind of benefit that Babahem come into the country. What do you think about that? Thank you.
Director.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, PS, for the chance to respond to the questions. Hemi Wanfala challenge Blumifala as the implementing division for foreign investors. On the question at hand, Hemi Wanfala sector where him come up quite strongly after the logging, as him pointed out today. One of the experience we have in terms of the data records is the shift from logging companies into mining. Now, this is, for my sake, it's an inherited program that we have taken on as a team coming in, where companies were given both logging and mining approval from the beginning. So the requirement where mifalagarem for you have to bring in money in order to start a company, hemino apply the ones where they received before 2005 amendment. So recognizing the challenge we have in this new sector, we are also identifying that sanfala ota lano nable yumeno maya, that once they finished with the logging, they naturally just look for different opportunity and they come and seek partnership with the foreign entry into their area. It still doesn't take away the responsibility of a foreign company to bring in foreign direct investment into the country. Still doesn't take away that. So coming back, lo monitoring, you are requesting information. Mivala doing a review in 2020. I mean, unfortunately, during time COVID happened, where we were confirming the fair assumption you're making. There wasn't much reflecting that the sector being grow a little bit. Yeah? So part of the approach we're taking is to amend the act. Hemna proposal come for me for putum bike na this investment board authority for him helping me for doing what a critical assessment of sectors like this one. So the first review now him finished now. We are looking into amending the investment act to allow for us to critically look into the areas where him needing improvement, and this being the mining sector, as well as addressing the downstream processing, logging, the forestry sector. In terms of a question, how many mifala approved so far? Lo registry that mifala garem, 30 no may minsan. Now, it is also fair to say that a lot of the entities that come in, quite a substantial amount of exemption were given to them. So looking na the impact blo sekta ya kambak lo yumi. We are moving to require more of the proof of foreign direct deposits in country, so that him no come in and utilize him money where him stay in country. It has to be brought in from outside. And this is one of the key areas we would like to address during the amendments. You requested to know lo data mifalagarem today total him around 1,700 registered companies, total company in the country. Majority of our investors have come in mostly lo wholesale and retail. The shift after the review, where we restricting this sector, we are requesting and requiring more shift into other area, So focus below ministry, hem kakambay lo agriculture and fisheries, which is quite a commendable one. It is also important to know that in 2005, when we made the first amendment to lo actia, to fala sector hem go out there, we shifted the focus on services. And so you're finding that a lot of the application thereafter hem come na lo service sector, and then eventually hem moving lo mining hem come in a little stronger. So the ministry is taking the approach of going back to agriculture, going back to fisheries, and addressing more the partnership with them other local people blayume lo that fala sector. In terms of the strategy blood division. We are using, or we are supposed to be using the SEZ, the Special Economic Zone, to do a target test point for Mifala. When we identify the sector, and the board, of course, would be in position to do that, the SEZ board, by team SEZ foreign investment by driving promotion. Now, it's important also to point out that the Foreign Investment Act, as it is, Mifala no garem profile or portfolio for doing promotion. The work is to facilitate registration. I'm specifically tasked below Mifala. But we do recognize that in order to get good registration, you have to actively promote. And as the PSME mentioned, Mifala now moved into creating a profile where Mifasa reach out. We've done quite a lot of extensive research into the data that go in our website. Already people are coming in and they're using that to contact us through it. But again, it's a collective work. The work that Mifala Garem through Agriculture, Minister of Agriculture, Mifa partner with them and fisheries, have important to us now for you may move from sector where you may like him and to bring in the necessary investors we need in the country. It's a lot of work for me, monitoring him, identifying quite a lot of gaps, Mifala need for wakalehem. And I'm looking forward to program law next year, 2026, but focus more on promotions. It is not an easy thing to promote our country, I mean, sad to say, but we have a positive way looking forward to doing more.
Thank you. Well, thank you, Director. I mean, it's quite enlightening to hear that you are really tracking the situation. You're tracking the situation and just understanding no more that the two strategy that you've been using the platform plus special economic zone. I think that's a good one, and also this whole idea that you have about the proposed investment promotion agency or what? Yeah,
Investment Promotion Authority.
Oh, agency, but authority. Yeah. I think that's a good one. That's a very commendable initiative that you guys have put together. And what we can only say is that, just to bring to your attention that, we need to put our guards up now. Yeah, because if we continue to allow the situation to go as it is, I think we will put ourselves fast down the track of, this whole theorization of, the resource case here. Especially in the mineral sector, where we have that evaluated run by those of you in the development field this very well. This the whole theory of a resource case here, the bottom billion here. I have a very good lecturer who wrote this whole thing. Paul Collier. Yeah, you read about it, and you will be really intrigued by it, but at the same time, the situation that you may follow on this time, me a little bit worried, honestly, that if we don't put our acts right, we might be fast down that track here, And I was quite worried too last time, when we put up ourselves to be part of this international regulatory mechanism here in the extractive industry, which is called the Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, EITI. We became a fully compliant country and then got slipped back. And then but are totally out too, I must say. So look at some of these regime internationally. It is a self-regulatory regime. And they are not there for us to discriminate here. They are there basically for me to protect the block country here, So to see where this can merge and also where we can capture proper arrangements that can protect him now. National interest block country, believe me. So it's very good that you guys are on top of things on that. I think you may need to at least start our action too. Through this national survey, I think me remember Zealand for investment in Garem know what the reporting requirement national survey is it or something like that? Is it?
Annual survey.
Oh, annual survey. Yeah. The annual survey. Probably that's a way for you to start capturing whether or not there's a way for you to continue to improve on the way that we monitor them, or even to build up our database. To be able to understand whether or not these are genuine, and that we can project that there is hope for to be able to see the way forward in the investment in this sector like that. So that would be my comment. But it is quite a welcoming news to hear from you that the reform that is going on. And then at the same time, there is very strong drive for you to be able to build up, the database too behind it. What do you think about in terms of promotion here? I mean, let's get into the digital space now. I think this would be one of the most effective way for you for doing. And now that you have that what do you call it? The e-commerce, yeah. But I still believe that you will be a real driver, to be able to push for database for country Blayumi. Not only no more long or side law government information and all of that, but all of for the whole country now. Information about our country. Don't allow people to come and develop it and then go out and then they put it out there and then sell it out. I mean, data is now, I tell you, a number one commodity throughout the world. We talk about data, but some of them a little bit can't understand that technical space a little bit, nothing no more. But I feel that this is the way to go here. So that it really complements, what we are trying to do to promote our country. Data center, you must do him now. But you mean follow what not Fiji do him, give him Golongungolia. Don't mask him already a rich guy. PNG, I think they've gone Huawei, I think. Evil by correcting me, but so if these two countries have gone on both sides of the divide, what we mean is that what the money around both sides here, Google and the Huawei. Where will we be? Who number Imiran go? Imi go Australia? No more. We have to do it ourselves. I think we have Mingarem transfer a lot of our people in the information technology, the digital space here. Look at Singapore, for instance. The first army below Singapore was a digital army here. First brigade belong over there, and I'm no need him any infrastructure, whatever investment where me too costly. So let's think on that front. I think PS, you have a team that can lead that. Now that you have got it there, we will talk about law, Ministry of Communication, but look at them. I think they're still. They say we will continue to socialize. What say socialize the way. Data is now being used elsewhere. by people that have seen the space and the prospect in that area. So, what is your thinking on that? Can we bring in your expert on side e-commerce here? Come, PS.
So, thank you.
And I'm sure that in terms of promotion, if we bring that in, it will help our friend law immigration here. It will help a lot our friend with law immigration here and all others.
Thank you, Chair. Very, very important comment.
Sure.
We have our director for the e-commerce here. I'm a little bit responding. That's very, very critical and important. So we welcome director.
Like PS, I totally believe the way that you've been driving things. If you get this message right, I'm sure that it will make a lot of changes in the way that the thinking Longo. The government as well too. Yeah, please.
Maybe before I enter, so we are also working very closely with the Ministry of Communication on the digital platform, but specifically on e-commerce. I think we are happy to respond on the e-commerce. Director.
Yes, thank you, Chair, and thank you, PS, for giving me the opportunity to speak on this area related to technology and e-commerce. I think we just like for highlighting difference between the data center and the database. I think these two is two different things, where the data center is more on the infrastructure, where database can sit down on top. So I think we may really happy with what you raised. I think country really need data center, and also the Ministry of Commerce. This one, one of the priorities, blow e-commerce, for me, a database where housing every government, especially related to businesses. So I think in our priority for next year, we put into a priority activity for me while addressing that one. So we will yet will come up with them consultation with them or the ministries where we will need to get them data from. Like one of our key partner agencies could be the STARS for collecting of data, and even for get them administrative data from already existing databases, so that we may consolidate them now business information one vala centralized database. So that one I'm already inside law plan where we will put them up as one priority activities for next year for looking into it. Yeah.
That's good. So how have you been, how would you rate the kind of responses that is coming out from other government departments on the willingness to be able to collaborate and then come forward with, some kind of a, more coherent, approach to this?
I think at the moment it's early stage yet. I think our recent steering committee meeting where we will get just last month, we will come up with the priorities for next year. So inside law, that priority we will identify and this one priority. So from that one, by me will just go out and consult with leading agencies where we need for partnering into this for enabling this system, or for him is able to come up with this one system. Like some agencies that might be doing consultation with him with the Minister of Finance, where like the customs. Even IRD or things, if he is able for collecting central database about the businesses of Solomon Island, even already data where we collect him about business from business registration house and foreign investment, we are able to get them that one together, and that one, and also you may get them information about the surface where you may be partnering with them. Statistics office for Autonas able for collecting data. Yeah.
Well, and even in as far as side of biodiversity, too. Yeah, the database in biodiversity, all of that, can be incorporated into our data center, because these are sovereign data blow country here, the Muslim. But there are other peoples that are generating it and then feeding it out, and then they are obviously making money out of it. No, the Muslim, yeah. So I think the sooner we can get everybody with the right thinking on it, I think the better, yeah, the Muslim. So we're happy that, you in your ministry, you've been able to have this kind of a thinking. I think more of your people like you guys would be the way for you, to be able to really, work together and then put this data that are so important for our country, going forward. Mila kambek nomalo nara tufala issue nomalo kopra enda kokoaya. Yeah, the investment that you say my. I'm sure I'm running around recently you will I am. Yeah, I'm gonna throw it to these people and then they will run him idea around because you are kind of a multi ministry too, yeah?
Yes.
I'm yeah. And it's good to see that you have now gone a little bit digital for help him now. On the side of you, friend me. Yeah. And it's good that we are projecting some increase in income and revenue.
Yes.
Side law, immigration, yeah, services law country, yeah. But come back no more same
Okay, thank you, Chair.
Yeah,
Sema
yeah.
here. So, by outside, updating me a little bit.
Yes.
But before Sema go ahead, I mean, when we have this revitalization and recapitalization strategy, Sema start to implement now that strategy. So it's a 7-year strategy which we want to see how along the way we've seen a number of challenges, but still continue to advance.
Okay.
Since that strategy come into place through Ministry of Commerce, we are assisting SEMA by way of grant and subvention. We're using fund here for starting now the revitalization of SEMA.
Okay.
So we'll hear update from DM and any further questions on each one. Supplementary question by you, Mr. Helper. So
maybe let me throw the question to them first, so that order you wait for something and all answer comes straight.
Yes.
We had the benefit of having inquiry with the Ministry of Agriculture today, and then I think they have announced a record this year, yeah? A record increase in the export of copra and overall,
including SEMA and other private sectors.
Something like that, yeah?
Export.
Something just about to hit 7,000 metric tons or something like that?
Yes.
6,000 tons?
For cocoa, yeah?
For cocoa or blow?
Cocoa. I think SEMA sabe.
Yeah, okay, you know what you sabe. So you please run us through what now the kind of the date or some production figures that we have achieved. Make him you may run here, here, sit down, next year, but I'm right no more. I'm not going to know the log here. Give me concentrate on this one. Please, can you do that?
Yeah, thank you, Chair, and thank you, committee members, and also the PS for allowing me to come on behalf of SEMA. We are part of that team. So, the revitalization, as we heard earlier, PSME briefly on him. It is a 7-year strategy from 2021 up to 2027, and 3 phases. First one should be preparatory stage, supposed to be 21, but we will only receiving funds, initial funds for 2022. So we start off 2022, and then setting up the buying centers so that MSW go out for trade. So that was for 2022, 2023. Comes 2023, there's a challenge. The SP Games was PG Games was held, so I'm a little bit hinder progress in terms of finance, budget support. So up until 24 was when most of our trading activities may take place. So we've started off with Pakera in Makera province, our first buying center, followed by the Honiara Export Center. We've started operations, and Malu Buying Center, which is completed in 2023 but operated mid last year, 2024. So, in operating those buying centers, we realized that running the centers by SEMA itself, it's quite costly in terms of meeting all the setups, yeah? Including labor and all the rentals and leases on these infrastructures here that SEMA have used. So we've come up with the buying agency schemes. Yeah? It's on partnership basis based on an agreement between SEMA and the party that is supposed to be our agent. That one now we are able to come up with him, started 23, 24 come. So with that arrangement, I'm sort of relieving SEMA on other operation costs and asset or infrastructure costs that we used to lease. So the agreement spells out the responsibility of the partner and the SEMA, what now are responsible for. Within that one, we are able to open up about 83 buying agents around the provinces, throughout our provinces, low country now. And we got three buying centers, Honiara, Pakera, and Malu. And we also have buying points, one in Tarakukure, the recent one, and the Pakera, because of the cost associated with operating Pakera, it was too costly, so we downgraded to the buying point agent status, so that it also will relieve him some expenses. So, yeah, that's just progress so far. In terms of the export status, especially on the SEMA trade itself, up to October this year, we've got for cocoa sales, total sales, export sales at $16.8 million, and for copra, it's $11.29 million. So a combined total of two commodities here, $28.6 million up to September, and we have 2 months to go. Hopefully, we should have increased the volume and also value of these exports. This is for SEMA trading alone. Okay, as part of our regulatory functions, SEMA Garem Tufala, the regulatory and commercial. For regulatory functions, we are able to monitor the whole industries, in terms of exports. So up to October 2020 this year, that's where the record figure for cocoa exports have been coming. That was in terms of quantity. The last record we have recorded was in 2011 with 6,138 metric ton. That record stands until this year, this last month, that we've got a new record of 6,387 metric tons. So that's where the records come in. With that, the value of that 6,387, it's $351.7 million, Solomon dollars. That's the value of the exports. We value those quantity against the contract prices, and then, so that's the value. And for coconut, copra, the country have exported at 12,444 metric ton up to October, with the export value of $114.7 million. Again, the value of exports. Also, we have coconut oil exported from the country with 4,673 metric tons with a value of $75.4 million. And we have the copra cake with the export quantity of 2,191 with a value of $3 million. The total export value for both commodities up to October, it's about $544.9 million. That's for both commodities combined. And we have 2 months for this year to complete, so hopefully we might increase in those quantity and volume as well.
Right.
Just to give what drives this increase in volume and value was the commodities prices for these two commodities. In April last year, we have the global market records. I think the record price for cocoa per metric ton is above US $10,000 per metric ton. So that triggers the response in the production of these commodities. For cocoa, it's the actual yield response to the maintenance of the plants. Yeah? So when the price was heavy go up, farmers tends to go back and address them, maintaining tree blockades. So in response, say a year after the record quantity we experiencing.
Right.
And same for coconut. I think up the beginning towards beginning of the year, copra prices semi-high. Again, response to the supply-demand world market. So again, it reflects on this increased volume and value. So basically that's just a rundown of the commodity.
So I mean, if you make a comparison of that, to last year, what would be the figures like in terms of percentage increase?
Yeah, for last year, the cocoa exports.
Just in percentage, maybe some 20% increase or 30%?
Yeah, it's about 5,000 plus metric ton. So it's an increase. I can't put the percentage now. With the copra as well, it's from 9,000 metric ton. Now it's 12,000 metric ton up to October. So we're looking at.
So when you started off, GM, you started off by saying that we open up those copra buying center,
right.
And then you slipped away from the buying center to the buying agent. So the buying agents are doing better than the buying center. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yes, in terms of the
cost of managing those.
Managing, and as well as
possibly theft too, yeah? Theft too, yeah? Theft coming too.
Oh, that one have normal one below human beings. But we put some message. And that agency agreement is a legal one signed, so it's sort of.
So they have their responsibility.
They have the
really,
right. And they have the responsibility of what they are to expend on. Yeah.
Say you say more previous Semaya, I was Secretary of Finance. So mitalem liu hot stone and what nahim kakamlong. That's why when you concentrate low buying center, I was gonna tell you.
Yeah.
But you may eventually find him hot stone inside long of the bag. I think you have found a way forward. That is to have the agents. Sign a proper arrangement one time. I think that's the way to go.
Yeah, right.
Because you go back along buying center, but by mitalem liu osem what mi falabara cry lohem before when they came and told me to sign the check, the transfer, next transfer go, then go every stone no arrive lo here lo pen cruise lo here. Let us not repeat that situation. We have found ourselves in that situation. Or the buying center, you give them a lot of agent, and then maybe over time you build up a proper arrangements one them or the buying agents here.
Right.
They'll build up the infrastructure for storage.
Yes.
This morning we had also something about transport. Yes.
Yep.
Transportation. And what I tell them, you need to buy the boat. het blommie en pain little bit more because em reminded me of the boat when we will find before too. So if you can find some creative ways to work with the existing CP companies, and that you may avoid him now problem where you may got him before, better. But suppose you may go buy more triple ship than about end up long Ranandilo here. Him no me no like him. Honestly, because every time me look him go to there, meeting him not time me put him singing each other milo. Something about go buy him. Yeah, I'm no me or him no. But I have a clear conscience that we have been convinced that I am by worker, but then go end up normal or Nandi Muslim. So please find a way to help our rural farmers. I think we want to encourage you through this, and your part is looking after SEMA to you partner well with the Ministry of Agriculture and then see the way that we can improve on the production and the movement of products throughout the country to the market. I think we will support that, and our report will show that as well too. Members, me no me to talk as well. Me tell him we will move to talk come, please. No need Georgia will have something.
Thank you, Chair. Me got 4 or 5 observations. Firstly, we should appreciate him that there is an increase in budget from last year to 2026. At the same time, we notice him too. With that increased budget, your income has decreased. A little bit, it's one mathematics blame, no good. But when you increase something, income by increase too, yeah, or say me, but maybe something by me, if I'll explain him. 2, is he was saying that people doing a lot, somebody good something for making information and investment him fast and him easier for foreigners. Me feel for him loyal. What do you make easier for Solomon Islanders? Yeah, that one I mean hear him. Yeah? Because once we make it easy for foreign investors, price control and consumer affairs, same no more. That's another observation why me pick him. The other one now, me come in law 2024. If you look law, development budget law, under ICED, Economic Growth Center Development Program, sample and name me looking that time him this time. What time? Now we got something complete. This. Yeah? Not only in this document, speech from the throne too. That tell them all the way no more something here. Then appear bike more. Yeah? Sample where me looking before, no appear more. But there is no report whether autocomplete or you will just give up and give him out. See me? So that's one area where I'm looking for. I'm a little bit honest, because same time up resources somewhere we have no work on my. And the final one no is. So 40% of your development budget relate to activities with agriculture. And by listening to agriculture this morning, and then from SEMA, me seems to picking that there is a disconnect between the two. Yeah? agriculture never talk about buying point, or talk about sheep for go collect them ko prakam lo niara. It's a disconnect. This is one of the reasons why me looking. Agriculture say out no member law board blosema, which is very unusual. Why? So there is a disconnect law there. So look like this. Based on my core activity, you could forget him now. Immigration, investment, labor, and you touch goal agriculture. You know, key portfolios law ministry below you. You want the next one, sit down, right, yeah. Those are the key divisions law ministry. So maybe you need to find a way to connect with the resources invested there. But you have your own plan, agriculture got your own plan too. Same resources, commodities, same people. Same no way. These are the observations where we came up, and maybe I find a way to reconcile them with things or same, so that we move forward. Yeah, good things happening. Let's pull our resources together, and we move forward. I think those are the observations where you no need to respond, or if you like,
me like respond.
Yes, please.
Chair,
Yes.
if you give me an opportunity. First of all, MP for North New Georgia, thank you so much. Thank you so much for raising those very important observations, which Savannah me agree with, Savannah me like respond with. So by me start the last one, boy. Let's say on the I think the 51, I have some comment below you law commerce and agriculture. So we actually have a connection. By me say, the Ministry of Commerce is basically focusing on commercial activities on the sector, and our good friend law agriculture focus on the production of agricultural sector aspects. So, mi fala not touching agriculture, mi fala basically and the commerce, because that's our function. That is actually what we do, is to commercial.
Just to
So, yeah.
peace. If you look at program of agriculture, we'll talk about export too, yeah.
Yeah, so me no like for comment on that one, but
duplicating.
yes, which I would say yes, it's duplicating. But
So if you go at the other end, another law towards production and you will export, or export too. Yeah?
so that's where I want to get at. But because maybe Solomon Islands is a big country. I mean, a big island scattered, yes. So maybe in terms of resources, maybe by low capacity as well. So if we look at positive side of it, let's complement him that for the party. So in that one, we like Butalem. So there is actually a connection, but maybe we can improve on that. We will improve on that. So the Ministry of Commerce under our commercial divisions, which commercial divisions law ministry is comprised of business, cooperative society, and SMEs, which basically are supposed to, I mean, they're focusing on actual business support services. Then we have the industrial division, which actually focus on value added product. So him cross-cutting law main key sectors where we mentioned earlier on. And of course we have the external, the export division, which him absolutely focus law export. So now we talked about SEMA. So the division law export, promotion have worked very closely with SEMA. Because SEMA is the flagship of the government, and we really want that, and partly commercial, but partly to increase the services to the rural development. Because our private sector, they are there, but they are so concerned on their profit making. But SEMA is not so much on profit. Maybe if him making break even, I'm okay. But to provide the service, that is what we want. So that is how by me respond to that one. But very good question. It is up to us to actually make that connection better and maybe to really have the fine line where who is doing what and who is supposed to doing what. But so that's how me respond.
Can I just add a bit more?
Yes.
If we got him on for a representative law agriculture inside law board law SEMA, will that be a good link?
Yes. So I was just going to also comment on that. So
No happen, so make it happen.
Yes.
Make it happen.
So like earlier on when I responded to Chairman's comments on that, the third phase of the 7-year strategic plan, Mifala also learn to law as we come along. So we will revise and Mifala by transforming that for a strategy into a strategic transformation plan. And that one by also trigger to the act there. The same act whereby him, but basically I think GMs have confirmed that agriculture and commerce of ex officios into the maybe MSAB.
Okay,
Please.
Thank you, Chair, and the committee members and PS. The way SEMA Act have developed, I think the minister is the Minister of Commerce. So for an ex-officio is the PS of Commerce.
Okay, him said.
Thank you.
Said, no. So moving forward, you may take him note that for a concern, and that's how by me for go forward. So it is actually a really good recommendation for a rep law agriculture. I must come in as a board member law SEMA. That one me happy learn, and SEMA also an SOE. So him also administered under Minister of Finance too. Yeah, awesome. So the reporting him normally SEMA report to both ministries. But this concern that I'm raised is a valid comment moving forward, as we say in enhancing the current strategy that we have. Going into the last phase of that strategy, we have considered the recommendation. Come to your next comment on the 40% OSM law development projects. Relate to agriculture, yeah. So that's partly one So really look at that one. I think one for a very important comment to make him MP for North New Jersey is on the current programs that we have. We don't like for defending Mr. Labor, but I think we have an ongoing challenge and constraint. In the past years, we normally experience land issues. Now we don't really have land issues. Maybe one or two reasons. One fella, although we have the approved budget, but the actual cash flow na him delay me for actually carry him out. So him still there no more. That's on that. But on our side, we also recognize that we have capacity issues, maybe technical issues could be part of it, and we need to actually maybe think out of the box so that Mifala not just look low huna Mifala garem in the team. We should look out. There are other technical locals around where outside support come for Mifala now the projects here. So partly it is on the constraint of the cash flow, but I think mostly I'm also contributing the team itself. Oh. So we have already come together as a team, and we will try for looking a way forward from 2026 forward. We want to also establish a specific project unit where I'm actually sitting down, and then at the moment we have a project office, yeah, but in our bid, him reflected inside law recurrent. So for next year, by me for establishing that specific project unit whereby him specifically concentrate and focus on implementation of these projects. So that's how me for planning. But him true. Some for names here, him same. You mentioned funny one lo there. Some for go him out. Some for him out here because of those. Maybe somehow go some for issues come lo land issue more or same. So anything that them land issue me for out him. For him. And partly because of the resources that we have, so we focus on all of those that we think that by have progress. On the very important question you raised, me take note of him. Me not tell him you what number make him easier for the foreign investors to come. So, lo new website lo me fala. Him amazing where this will him come and help us to actually do a study. And if you have time, you can go to the new website of the foreign investment. There are datas and several of them benchmark with them the region. We are at the top here. Solomon Islands can become attractive using those analysis and assessment, which myself also me but I was surprised. Turuna Solomon Island is our destination. But one or two key areas him still come out very clear on that assessment is the infrastructure, which am related to I think the utilities law, electricity. Those ones still stand out. But then apart from that one, I think what's make it easier for us is number one is for the Solomon Island government and the whole of us should appreciate that this is our nation. We take ownership of this nation, and together you must able to market this nation. Me make a joke here last time. Tell me when I come out with them this on our website. It's not a joke, but it's a metaphor that me use. So me no like what I'm lawyer, but very briefly no more. If a boy him like look at him girl, he must spray good, he must wear him good, he must look nice. Awesome, so nation boy me need for awesome. Before by people like for come no awesome. But if what I hear him, hey man, awesome, hey, awesome, hey, by what I know like come here, what I know girl by no like him you too, awesome. It's a metaphor. So me like for use him normal here and more into that. But apart from those, our price control. Our price control and consumer affairs, the whole act is under review. Now, every act, sometimes review for him addressing the price control issue. Sure. And also on the security, I think this is very important. Very important law security, important incentives. That's why we have the SEZ, must come in for try for him. And partnership, good partnership. Landowners, what I know like for this time, every landowners, resource owners, they are clever, clever. So I have to give him out land all but if any investor come, what I like for partner. So these are and good partners who are the foreigners, what I like for also. And me team stack of foreigners too, also what I like for come and invest the country. So they are good stories that I got them. So we have to be really marketable. Marketable in the sense mindset blue me people too much. You must start, I think, low country blue me even addressing policies that can address unemployment people by looking. Policies that can address peace that by a got looking. Policies that can address national security and where I got the people got confidence. So it's not the commerce itself. I think we have a holistic approach. Even churches, communities, tribes, or the chief, everyone must involve in this one. Then even by making country marketable for the foreigners. Thank you.
Thank you. You like ask him a little bit question? Yeah. And you too, yeah?
Me totally agree with him. That we have to present the best Solomon Islands.
Yes.
We have to recreate the happy isles. Solomon is, forget him, Solomon is here. Happy Islands now. Yeah. We have to recreate it back. So that part, if I walk along. Yeah? The other part when we ask him is, time you make him easy, attractive, low foreign investors, what do we make attractive for Solomon Islanders? Hem no more the question here. It seems to talk about okay, all the way from get them now. Yeah? If you make them attractive, maybe reducing fees for making business. Or look at price control. For you, say review act here, you just don't price tomorrow. Can be done. Can be done. This is a way where you easy press a lot of people blame. Yeah?
Okay.
And the final example, no. Any kind tin fish come low in soap low me a piece. Yeah? Like if we so control him, it makes Solomon Islanders better off. Block it up. And that is beauty of marketing Solomon Islands product. So that you marketing no product blame. You go to soaps here. Chili tuna from where? You know, mi pala lonoro meke, mi pala lonoro different chili tuna. Naruan lo selfie, you know where? Something else. But these are areas where we just need for have in mind and try to improve them. No more service labor to people. I think my contribution also. No, thank you, Thomas.
Thank you. Central Governor, please.
Thank you, PS, and your hardworking team. Thank you so much. I think this ministry is one of the very important ministry law country. Me looking go, I think you play a very important role in terms law, side law. Everything about themselves, especially the investment. Me, little bit comment or question, law, foreign investment. Me looking also investors come also one file no come, but inside the one file I am stuck inside there. Example of mining, logging industry. After the finish, I'm not a goal of mining and all this. Me talk especially logale, but start to masna mining industry will come under one company number, but different name. Secondly, me like for sales and me like for thinking mating about one fella director below foreign. There's that one for a hot lady.
Yeah.
Very.
Yeah.
Stands.
Yeah, I think time me lo province me meet him when the Bangladesh or the coming, yeah. And consent me no now. If you go around town, bike law near, you go as far as where Lojipol 2 area and all them, yeah. Hey, order Bangladesh bar running now, but. Wholesale and retails where kakam blogata po town no more, but this time to go out now buy hacking and buy mansam minusa mina but stuck too much now but ogata bar open with the good prices, good services to our customers. They're not a local blame me but no when I or some no a little bit point in Italy. Make it two. We have a ministry plan bluhem, lo consultancy P, lo local PSA, and Solomon Island Special Economic Zone. Yeah, this was program. This was consultant, and by within the ministry or by we take them come foreign now outside anyone else. Thank you,
Yeah. PS, you want to respond to that, or we bring in the director?
Yeah, we appreciate him and acknowledge him on the investment and those that are spread out, I think the director is here, and maybe partly related with work permits and visa.
Yeah, something like that.
If they want to comment, maybe I think can comment. But maybe whilst I have the mic, me comment normal SEZ consultancy.
Sure.
So the SEZ consultancy, as we are speaking now, some implant or some we've already formalized the board. The board, as stipulated in the Act, we are planning to have the first board meeting as soon as every member sort of free. Then with that one, by Mifala, the board will appoint a secretariat, let's say an ad hoc secretariat for him start to do him admin work in preparation of the establishment of the SISESA, Solomon Islands Special Economic Zone Authority. Then moving forward into recruiting a CEO, a first CEO. So maybe we have the CEO and the secretariat first, and then because we have the regulation which have to come up very quickly, yeah. And then other initial activities like designing and the technical part of it, that's where this consultancy comes. So we might look outside. We've already made some consultation with French Bloc PRC, because most of the SEZ are around those sites. And we also had consultation, communication with the former ambassador of Japan, Lohia. Now he's running his consultancy, where he also want us to have a look at SEZs around Philippines and some other countries. So, but then to have a consultant come and initially work for maybe by him also train him to a few of our locals, where by start for looking and also identify the places. Follow the criteria that by the forms, the initial work or same. So that one that all consultant. So but you find them no development budget a little bit, but you also find them no head bloom no recurrent. Thank you.
So
yeah. Oh.
I'll come to you, but me make him not 12 months we not to talk it, 12 to talk
yeah. So immigration.
Yeah. Lo when me visa in the work permit. So I'll give him below the money.
Yes, sir.
You can.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you, committee, and thank you, PS, for giving chance. Yeah? I think currently we have now reformed the immigration border management system. Now, since 7th of July 2025. We now go online. So we have 33 visa categories where we streamline all the visa processes. We separated them from tourism, so we have 33 visa categories where are online. And as of 28 last month, we obviously launched the border management system. And we also have 10 years strategic plan, where I think PS have sent to you a copy of our plan. And also we launched our new website. So if you want to go online searching for our visas, you just go online and you will see visa categories. And hopefully the e-payment gateway, as PS has mentioned, that will finalize and should be fully go online by the end of next month. Okay. So that people can access payment online and apply online, and we make decision online as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can you comment on the concerns that have been raised by Central Guadalcanal about Huye?
Oh yes, sir. Yeah. This is an ongoing an issue with irregular migration, which these people came in during that we don't have the BMS. Okay. Where we have to work together with labor and foreign investment and also Guadalcanal and Honiara City Council. They are also important stakeholders of Bangladesh issues that has been raised. So So what immigration will be, we put in place now is we stop new ones from entering the countries, on especially under the retailing and wholesaling, because they are resale businesses.
Okay.
So other Bangladeshi nationals that are coming in, maybe coming as a tourist or maybe on international organization, but since we have BMS online, nobody is applying for retailing and wholesaling. So I'm looking forward to work with Labor and Honiara City Council and Kodaikanal Province. If we could, if Kodaikanal Province and Honiara City Council could close down businesses that are operating outside of the business development centers, the immigration is really willing and looking forward to deal with those who are working outside of the regulations. And it's a really concern for everyone that these people are getting the opportunity using the cabs. So they are they came in legally, and they are applying for Honiara City Council license and Kodaikanal business license. So it will be the best interest if Honiara City Council and Kodaikanal City, Kodaikanal Province could also help to protect our borders, either to stop them from giving them business license. They will be helping us to monitor and control the illegal business operation in the country. Thank you.
Thank you. Wanna take a bite on that? Maybe especially low water. Yeah.
Thank you, Chair and esteemed members of PAC. Basically, there's a demand for collaboration and working together, as rightly stated by the Director for Immigration. So usually, the connectivity is the business registered with FID, and then the number have come lo Labor Division for issuing of work permits, and then work permit have go down no immigration for visa. That's the process for issuing the visa, work permit. That's the process according to the legislations. Chair and esteemed members of the BAC, from the report from Q1 and Q2, we only have 3% for Bangladesh.
Okay.
3%. Simply means that what a renewal no more. Like he rightly stated, currently, when I took office since last year in March, not really new work permits for Bangladesh.
Okay.
So that is our process. Currently, we are reviewing the work permit fees. Already been consultation and done finished with the employers and the workers, and by me helping him up the Labor Advisory Board. And hopefully by the end of the year, we should come with the new schedule for work permits. That is our mandate and how we are currently administrating now work permits. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. So we'll have to come back to where the source there, which is, what do you think, Director?
Okay, thank you very much for the question, and may I acknowledge him, the issue him raised. For clarifying position, Blamifala, the retail and wholesale was available up until 2020. Not 2020, I have reserved. That's the why you're seeing a reflection in the individuals coming today to him, Commissioner Labor, him mentioning. There are also two changes where I'm affecting Mifala. Number one, the introduction of the dual citizenship.
Okay.
That's the first one. The second one, marriages, custom marriage, where him happen. So I go back to the inspection. Me acknowledge him too. Thank you, Blom, Minister Lo position, Blom Ifala Lo investment. That compliance him number one, yeah. Like when you are approved to come compliance, partly him. Now for Guadalcanal province, we were given designated areas where GP hemi allow, and to the east hemi up to Corona Market, and to the west hemi all the way to Kavare. So foreign investor in this sector could appear in this Kasim Twala area. So when we did the inspection, we pulled everyone back. The fact that you are mentioning Otari Enta, hemi citizen, number one. Number two, hemi married. So status block company have changed in that direction. Again, collaboration with them labor and immigration, I'm ongoing. We're working to for you may look for the serious investor, and this one I think has been repeated over and over.
Sure.
There's quite a lot of process for me you may go through to be able to achieve that. And I also joined my colleague Director Immigration is to call on the direction law team, law GP. How do you help me for cutting or controlling this one? Move on where him necessary. Again, you cannot be discriminatory. If they come in legally and out doing things legally, then they should be afforded that. But if him no straight, then by me vala out them too. So the next preparation as a way forward, Lomifala, it's we are preparing to do a second non-local inspections and no survey Lomifala for addressing now kind issues. So in anticipating how now by me fala local status block company, whether I have taken on citizenship or whether I have through marriage have transfer him, then by me collaborate with them Commissioner Labor and Director Immigration, law status block individuals.
Okay. Thank you.
Chair.
Yes, please.
Thank you, Chair. Just to add on to that, another way for looking this one, you may say that it's a service. If we have a legal migration, legally and recognized legally migration, then we appreciate that they can come into the space where they provide services to our people. Some of these offer them good prices for our people too. Yeah. So I mean, we are in between to how to see how we can balance these things. But I think the very clear thing for you, is make sure they are legal and make sure what are coming straight, come through the door and not come from window. Sure. So I think that one too, one for the area where me like for regime. I mean, like comment a little bit earlier. Me no like put too many stone untend today, Chair, on the issue of the shipments, what products and commodities come from what provinces. That is actually a huge challenge. And SEMA law next phase of its strategy, transformative strategy, by like for addressing that one. And we are actually talking with our colleagues from agriculture and other productive sector. And maybe one option where already Mifalagare may float now, SEMA is not going to run the ship. But maybe through the government or through some partnership, through some arrangements, we establish an entity that BAM actually running that on a ship, but at a favorable fare or freight or something or something. Sure. Because at the same time we are also considering our private sector as well. So these are areas, but we must allow competition into the market. So I think allowing competition into the market is one very important thing, so that there is no monopoly, but at the same time competition aims to draw down to prices, and then the whole economy aims to have a flow. Chair, if you allow me, because we talk about a very critical and ongoing issue in the country, promote the public, and maybe we can use this platform to clarify some of the things on the price control, and maybe some of the reforms that we are currently undergoing. So me like invite him a director blow price control for maybe few minutes, Chair. Yeah.
But
yes.
But before that, me like for making no more comment long, little bit question no more labor market. Generating the labor market data law, Solomon Islands. That seems to be absent.
Okay,
I
Chair.
think that's one thing that I want you to a little bit concentrate on, because when we don't have a handle, when we don't get a handle of our own situation, people will come and exploit him. We need to take stock of what is the labor force, the potential labor force in terms of numbers and also the quality of it. In the absence of that, people come no more than say, there is a jurisdiction that they don't know and understand their own labor market here. And I say this in relation to what now is a palm scheme that you mean, because that was never our intention when we were talking about it in the first place here. What we want to do is to really, this country coming up with our own labor market that may potentially of high demand to them. Right now, what money no money, what opening up nothing no more, and they're using it like a scheme that is controlled by them, and then even worse than the indentured labor market in the past year in the 1800s. So let's bring ourselves to focus. We need to take stock of that. Developing it is what we need to do here. Right now, you may rely no more on this NPF number no more. I mean, these are people who are willing to offer them services, their services, and so forth. But the potential labor market block country is quite different than that here. So that one here too, I think one thing that you may need for Luglo let's get that right and help him statistics to develop a mechanism how really map him out now. The labor market will come to play.
Thank you, Chair. Me briefly respond on that.
Sure.
So me briefly include him inside law template, law PAC, on the recommendations. Okay. On the recommendations where PAC gave. This one is on the recommendation 26.
Sure.
Recommendation number 26 of PAC report on the 2024 Appropriation Bill 2023, number 15 of 2023. So that's where this, Chair, thank you for raising them. And me like for tell them that our division and have been working on that this year for establishing a unit focused on job creation to support key government policy and properly inform human resource development strategy. So that's the recommendation. So our ministry through the Labour Division have already established a unit, which is Research and Development Unit under the Labour. And Mifala also looking that it's factored in the manpower need of Mifala. So by next year, this unit will be established. It will clearly focus on this and work together with NSO so that Mifala looking and then Saitesa and other.
Same with Saitesa.
So this is what we are working on, and we are actioning that recommendation.
Thank you.
There are other recommendations where him come law PAC report law 2025, 2024. We are also working on that, and basically on the immigration, law passport, and other areas also. So we are responding to those. Price control. Thank you.
Control. Come.
Okay, thank you very much, Chair. At the moment, what MIFAL are currently doing is we are reviewing the Consumer Protection Act and also a new policy that MIFAL come up with in this competition policy. And also we have, for 2026 budget, we have a little bit fund given for review below price control act. And just for information, no more that price control act have no regulating every goods that you look in store. In total, 26 categories or groups no more, mostly food items and fuel like petrol, diesel, and kerosene, and gas, LPG gas, where used for cooking. Okata no more regulated under Price Control Act. Other goods, MIFA classify them also non-essentials, where
not need for survival, but food is important for us. So that's why many years back when the price control was introduced, why all the putting in all the food items and fuel and the LPG gas. But it depends if the public and the minister or the liking for me for including other products inside law list here, then me for survey also including. So what we are currently doing is we are fixing the price for all the goods which under the Price Control Act here.
Sure.
Price fixing. As fully aware, there are advantages and also disadvantages with price fixing, but that's what we are currently doing. Because during the COVID, we were looking at price go up too much, a little bit during the COVID period, and for fuel, we were using fiscal policy during the COVID period for reducing duty and sales tax, were reduced. But for other products, we will also request go Minister of Finance, but also let them. So only for fuel products no more and LPG, we will using fiscal policy for reducing price during the COVID. But now we come back normal. But there are ways where you miss away using, especially the fiscal policy, but it depends on government. Because that would also affect the revenue. The government time using fiscal policy. I think what Mr. mentioning. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Director. And I think I'm quite understandable in a small economy like this. Control on price in some ways I'm affecting business services too. I must say. So let's see how now economy might grow. That's why we are talking about, the new, sectors that will bring the economy going forward. Let us not forget the issue of consumer welfare. I must say, but competition should come in and help to push and then now consumer welfare situation in the country. Because there are other factors that are also affecting price here. I must say. Electricity, for instance, communication. Our telecommunication should be open for competition here. There is still a restriction going on right now. A systematic restriction. We are moving away from the competition principles in Chadlo, the telecommunication. So maybe one aspect that you should try for promoting, in my view, is basically on the consumer welfare. A bit easy competition because it is still an economy in the making, But where principles of competition can be applied, I think this is where you may need for factoring in the consumer welfare issue here. In charge of legislation, I think how we should be dealing with these things, in a very balanced way, balanced approach, going forward into this. But I really appreciate your remarks on the fact that, this legislation is a little bit of an outdated legislation too. When we started off from independence, then come here, it's that's how we think that, we can control the price within the urban center. We were really thinking about enterprising by him go outside, lower the rural areas. So that's how we ended up with it. So maybe put in a little bit low side of consumer welfare. Then we'll see how now we can find a way where we can civilians on price. So maybe your legislation for now, it's all about, in some places, fixing a little bit, like for instance, fuel and or something or something, but it really affecting fiscal policy too, yeah? Fiscal balance. Surveillance is one aspect of it. The other part, consumer welfare, that should trigger surveillance. Yeah? So, yeah, thank you for that. Well, I think we have done very well with your team, but there, can you really focus in challenge him now? These new sectors here that we are going to put a reliance on with foreign investment and lens now need to be sharpened up a little bit. Yeah. And that legislation, I think, will need to have a little bit of a reform on it. Yeah? Slow mining this time him go up here. I think you need to really give good resourcing and investment along side of foreign investment division. You need to build up their capacity and then strengthen him a little bit now. So over the weekend, that there were 3 foreigners entering the country, go illegally mine along Gold Ridge. And they were, I think, immediately police in me. I think they got arrested, I think, and now under questioning by police. Yeah? And apparently they were linked to someone who's been right in the center of Lozilla drug trafficking into the country, they said. So I'm not too sure whether Director of Immigration and yourself are fully aware of this. But I'm just saying this as a comment, that these are the things that are coming in right now and then associated with this sector blue. And I think we need to get rid of them. I think PS, you tell them Director W, deport him, not tell man, put him come drug here. Yeah. They give him out straight now. One time the trivial will come mining here, remove what now, him no more small talk blue. Yeah. We don't need them. Let's protect the integrity of investment destination of country blame. That should be paramount to us. But for now, PS and members of your team, thank you so much for engaging with the committee. I think it has been a very, very excellent session that we've had. Thank you so much, and have a blessed day. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chairman.